entire exhibition's taken me about 10 to 11 months to make.
Can you tell me about your team?
I don't have a team. I work alone. I work as an artist alone.
Past 11 months, you did this all?
Yes. So my whole life is my art.
How these arts are made up of, like materials, products, can you explain that?
Broken bottles or broken glass, broken mirror, discarded fabric, everything I cut into small bits and pieces and then I assemble it together. So what I'm trying to show is there's beauty in broken pieces, there's beauty in everything. It just depends on how we look at it. It's our point of view that makes it either beautiful or ugly. Welcome to my show of Dance of the Five Elements. So welcome to this. We have the five elements of earth, water, fire, air and space. And let's go through and you have a look at all the glass and the artwork that I have made. In this room, I'm trying to depict earth, what earth means to me. So there's a lot of brown, there's a lot of greens, there's a lot of freshness. To me, earth has a lot of minerals. So there are certain pictures here. This has a little bit of copper and other things that I feel is like mineral-like. There's a lot of green that depicts growth and freshness. A piece like this will have a lot of, toned fabric, and that's the post-consumer material that I used. So it's discarded kurtas and shirts and all that I have then tried to make some art out of. There is an artwork here that if you see, it has fragments. This is called nature's mosaic. So when you see cracked earth, when it's dry and it's this thing, it's all kind of like a cracked earth. And then suddenly once the rain falls, it'll become bright and, kind of greenery will come up. So that's my concept.
How many days it took to make?
This work was actually very fast. It took me 10 days, I finished this, which is record time. But it just, sometimes work just happens quickly and sometimes it takes longer. So now this room, you're surrounded by water. So the water, the blues, the grays, the greens, everything to do in this room is water. And on my right, there is a piece which is, I call it confluence. So it's like almost three rivers meeting and you have coral reefs and all that. So it's very intricate, that work. Something like this artwork here behind me, that is like River of Life. So I just try to make these intricate pieces that will draw people in to have a look at what the artwork is. On the wall, that side, there are these almost circular discs that are almost like wall bowls. If you look closely inside, they'll have the broken bottles, there's a broken beer bottle, there's the mouth of a bottle. There's a lot of other things. So what I'm trying to show is that there's beauty in broken pieces, there's beauty in everything. It just depends on how we look at it. It's our point of view that makes it either beautiful or ugly. One of my favorite pieces for the show is, as I said, I have a couple of favorites, but one of them is this piece on my right, and it's made out of glass, it's made out of waste glass, everything. But the beauty of it is it's been kind of woven. So if you look closely, if you go into the artwork, you'll see that it's kind of intertwined. And like how you do weaving of fabric or you weave this thing, but in this case, it's woven with glass. And the one on my left is made from my husband's blue jeans. So like he was throwing them away and then I just cut it up and I made something to represent water. So I made this to showcase to people that you can use any scrap, any waste thing. It's just how you picturize it and how you make it. So there's beauty in all kinds of things. That's what I wanted to showcase. So now you've entered my space. This is what I think space is like. So because I work in the abstract, it's very difficult for me to depict certain concepts in glass. So I try my best. And if you see here, you have glass kind of hanging. It's like an installation, so there's glass hanging on top and then it goes back into the background. And for this, I've used shades of gray. There's a little bit of purple, there's silver, there's gold. There's a lot of metallic shades. And the illusion is what I feel is space.
இதோட இன்ஸ்பிரேஷன் என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாமா?
இதோட inspiration, this was very difficult because I knew 5 elements panna. I knew I wanted to do space, but it's very difficult to depict. So this took me the longest to make. Not to make so much, but the concept of how to do it, what colors to use, because I'd used all the vibrant colors for the other rooms. So what color I should use, how I should depict it, that's taken me some time. But this is what I came up with. So now you're in the room of air. So if you look at the artwork that's here to my left, this piece has actually, if you look very closely, it has about 250 small butterflies which have been sewn. So it is all hand sewn to make into an artwork. And it looks like something is flying, and it's lightweight and it's breezy. So that's my concept. This lace-like, it looks like a curtain, but it's actually an installation. If you look at this, it is made out of plastic bottles. So again, in my quest to showcase that you can reuse and kind of use and reuse everything, I have repurposed plastic water bottles to make this artwork. So it falls, it's a very lacy artwork in white, so that depicts air to me. And it is part of my philosophy of reuse and post-consumer materials. So now this room is fire, and as I told you, it's the complete opposite of air. Just like air was light and white and breezy, this is dynamic and passionate, and it's full of color. So if you look at the piece behind me, this is about 51, or I think it's about 51 discs of glass that we have fit onto copper pipes, and then it's coming out like flames. So again, it's abstract, but it is my version of fire. And I think it looks really nice on the blue background. And there's another piece there that's a large piece. It's about 5 feet by 3 feet. And that is textured in red. It's in fabric. There's a lot of texture. And if you look closely, my inspiration for that was a Havan Kund. So when you have the fire and you light a fire, there's a square and a rectangle kind of thing. So that was my inspiration for it.
Which pulled you to do like this?
So I've been an artist for a very long time. I've been working with glass for about 30 years. And my muse, my attraction has always been to nature. So my quest is to try and depict nature, the different forms and the beauty in nature. So that's all the work that I do. Everything that I try to do is depict some form of nature.
What inspired to make the dance of the 5 elements, this concept?
So the dance of the 5 elements is a very attractive name. And it is the 5 elements, and I've tried to do some interplay and some immersive work and installations. And if you see, it's called Fragments of Expression, because all my work is little fragments that has been put together. So we thought that it's going to be a nice name.
Yes, ma'am. I had seen all the rooms. It was being very nice.
Yes.
Can you please share the days, that how many days it took to
it's taken me a very long time.
Okay.
This entire exhibition's taken me about 10 to 11 months to make.
11 months?
Yeah, because if you have a look inside, once you see all the exhibition, you will see the amount of work that's gone in to come up with the concept. And sometimes coming up with the idea is easy, but to try and show what's in your head to make it out, that becomes a problem.
Okay.
So that's why it's taken me time.
Okay, ma'am. Can you tell me about your team?
I don't have a team. I work alone. I work as an artist alone. So I just, this is what I do all day.
Okay.
From 9:30 in the morning to 6:30 at night, every single day I work.
Okay.
So
for the past 11 months, you did this all?
Yes. And even otherwise, I run a studio, and this is what I do all day. I paint and I work with glass, and I'm creative. So all I know is how to create. and I have this passion to create. So if I don't create, I don't know what to do. So my whole life is my art.
Okay, ma'am. Super, ma'am. And may I know how these arts are made up of, like materials, products? Can you explain that?
Yeah, so I work with post-consumer materials. That is traditionally what people throw away. So whether it's broken bottles or broken glass, broken mirror, discarded fabric, old clothes, everything I cut into small bits and pieces and then I assemble it together. So the materials that I use is all waste glass or waste fabric.
Okay.
And for this show, I've incorporated a little bit of copper and metal that I'm trying to, because I also want to grow as an artist and make new things. So I'm trying to see if I can incorporate some metal into the work.
In this dance of the five elements, which part is most favorite part of yours favorite part?
See, now that I don't know how to say, because so many people have asked me this question. Okay. And I think I'm most attracted to color. So anything that is bright and vibrant and this thing I'm very happy making. And also given my nature and the way I am, I'm happiest when I'm just mixing colors and making things and all. Then I'm very pleased with myself. So that's my story.
மேம், அஞ்சலி வெங்கட் அவங்களுக்கு ஆர்ட்னா என்ன, கலர்ஸ்னா என்ன, ஆர்டிஸ்ட்னா யாரு?
Anjali Venkat art, artist, colors, LRM is my life. Okay. There's no other way I can describe it. There's no specific this thing. If you think of Anjali Venkat, you will think of color, you will think of life, you will think of passion. You should have that zest to do something. And whatever you're doing, you should have that zest to do something. And that if you think of Anjali Venkat, that's what you will think of.
டான்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஃபைவ் எலமெண்ட்ஸ் ஆர்ட் எக்ஸிபிஷன் வந்து ஃபஸ்ட்டு அமைதியாக ஆரம்பிச்சது, கடைசியில் ஃபயராக முடிஞ்சிருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அண்ட் வந்து இதை ஃபுல்லாக எக்ஸ்ப்ளோர் பண்ணதில் வந்து பார்த்திங்கன்னா ஒரு சூப்பரான எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸும் வந்து கிடச்சிருக்கு. அது மட்டும் இல்லாமல் நிறைய வேஸ்டேஜை வச்சு நம்ம இந்த மாதிரி ஆர்ட் ஃபார்மையும் ஒர்க் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்ற ஒரு சூப்பரான ஒரு என்ன சொல்கிறது, ஒரு நல்ல விஷயத்தையும் நீங்க காட்டியிருக்கீங்க. So thank you for that.
And and I must thank you and I must thank everybody who appreciates my work, because that will give me the energy and the enthusiasm to do more and do better and to do more work.
Okay.
So I must thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time and keep on doing this.
Thank you so much.